it's Lee again. Thanks for joining me. Today we are going to do the double glitter technique. We're going to use glitter, stencils, and double-sided adhesive paper. It's going to be fun and sparkly. Alright, so let's get started with the double glitter technique. I'm going to be using Hawaiian coconut and palm soap. We need to use a vegetable-based soap to soap up our stencil so that it doesn't totally adhere to this double stick paper. This double stick paper has adhesive on both sides with protective paper over it. It will need a razor blade to get it off of this metal stencil if you do not soap it up, which if you don't soap it up and you stick it on there, it's going to sort of undo all your artwork. So we're just going to give our stencil just a good coating of the soap, and if you get any little flakes on there from the metal and the soap, just brush them off. Make sure you get everything brushed off. Then I'm going to snap the back here and peel off the backing of the double stick paper. As I said, this paper is quite sticky. I have pre-cut this paper so it is the exact size of my stencil. So you can see the white. And since we're doing a tree, we're going to do some various colors here. So I've got a coppery brown for the trunk. And my favorite tool, which may be somewhat hard to see, is a drinking straw that's been cut at an angle. Sometimes you run into a little static with these, and I know other people who like metal dental tools for getting glitter into tiny spaces. So I am sprinkling the glitter in and rubbing it in with my finger. You just sprinkle it in and give it a rub. And yes, you're going to get it in other places, but that's sort of the artistic way it is. And I am working on a scratch sheet of paper to sort of try to keep my glitter somewhat contained. When I store my glitter upside down so I can see the colors, when I open it, I give it a tap to make sure all the glitter has settled. And when you look in nature, things are not all one color, so I am using 3 different shades of green to give my tree a more natural look rather than one solid green. I'm rubbing it in the stencil, getting it in the spaces, and where I still have white showing, I can add more glitter. Tap off the excess glitter. And when you're working with your stencils, your goal is to keep your stencil flat. So if I were to just start peeling this paper off my stencil by grabbing it this way and pulling, I would bend my stencil and you'd be having a warped stencil. I'm going to get it started, and you're going to end up grabbing the backing first. And there I've got the paper started. Stencil's flat on the table. I'm holding my stencil flat as I peel the paper off. This is very important. So we're done with that. The soap did not hurt the stencil at all. And now I have the background, which is still sticky. The soap didn't damage that at all. And now I'm going to use a clear glitter for my background. When you're doing this, one of the key important things to remember when you mix up your colors is that you want a good contrast between your background and your design. So pale colors, translucent glitters don't always work well with this technique because they sort of blend in to the white and you lose the pattern. I've got quite a bit on this, so I'm tapping it around to sort of move it around. I'm going to press it on, make sure it sticks, and if I feel any sticky areas, then I can add more glitter. I feel a little bit right there. And we just spoon it on and you push. You don't rub at this point because you can rub off your other colors. You can hear the glitter underneath crunching. And I'd say I'm done. I'm happy with that. That looks great. The beauty of this double-sided mounting paper is that now I can peel this backing off and stick it right to my card and have a finished piece. This technique works best with double-sided sticky paper. I have used single-sided sticky paper and it just wants to curl up because it is fairly thin. So enjoy. It will take practice. Save your scraps of double sticky paper because you can always use them for other projects. Thank you. Hope you had fun. This is an example of a card I made using some of my scraps with the double stick paper and the glitter. And we call this double glitter because we get to put glitter on twice on the paper. So two stencils were involved here. One is the Nautilus stencil, and then the other is this teardrop background stencil that I used. And you can see why I emphasize you need a strong contrast between your colors so that the patterns show up.
You're at your best when you're the star with the cameras rolling. There are no